Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Recite with me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Repeat after me. Pānātipātā vēramaṇī sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi. I refrain from destroying the life of beings. Adinādāna vēramaṇī sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi. I refrain from stealing. Kāmesu miccācārā vēramaṇī sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi. I refrain from sexual misconduct. Musāvādā vēramaṇī sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi. I refrain from telling lies. Suramēraya majjapamā daṭṭhāna vēramaṇī sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi. I refrain from taking anything that causes intoxication and heedlessness. Sadhu. Recite with me. Ittipiso bhagavā arahaṃ sammā sambuddho Vidyācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sārati sattā deva manussānaṃ buddho bhagavāti Swakāto bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akāliko ehi passiko opanayiko pajjataṃ veditabbo viññohiti supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgo Ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgo Ñāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgo Sāmīcipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka saṅgo Yatidaṃ cattari purisa yugāni atta purisa puggala esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho āhuneyo pāhuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaneyo anuttarang puññakkettaṃ lokasāti vandāmi cetiyaṃ sabbhaṃ sabbatāne supatitthitaṃ sāririka dhātu mahābodhiṃ buddha rūpaṃ sakalaṃ sadā yasya mūle nisinnova sabbāri vijayaṃ akā paddo sabbhaṃ yutaṃ sattā vande taṃ bodhipādapaṃ ime ete mahābodhi lokanātena pūjitā ahampite namassāmi bodhirāja namastute sadhu sadhu sadhu. Let's offer these offerings to the Supreme Buddha, which are arranged by you honorably, respectfully. Repeat after me. I offer these oil lamps to the enlightened one. I offer to the enlightened one this juicy food. I offer the enlightened one this pure water. I offer the enlightened one these sweets. I offer the enlightened one these flowers. I offer all the things to the Supreme Buddha with a view to attain Nibbana. Sadhu. May all devas share this merit and may they be happy. May all our departed relatives share this merit and may they be happy. May I attain Nibbana by the grace of this merit. Sadhu. Kayena vācā cittena pamadena maya kataṃ ajjayaṃ kamami bante bhuri pañña tathāgata. Kayena vācā cittena pamadena maya kataṃ ajjayaṃ kamami dhamma sandittika akalika. Kayena vācā cittena pamadena maya kataṃ ajjayaṃ kamami sangha supatipanna anuttara. Sadhu sadhu sadhu. May my homage to the gem of the Supreme Buddha. The Buddha is my refuge every day. May my homage to the gem of the Supreme Dhamma. The Dhamma is my refuge every day. May my homage to the gem of the Supreme Sangha. The Sangha is my refuge every day. May my homage to the Supreme Triple Gem. The Triple Gem is my refuge every day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajasa Sunantu Saggamokkadang Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayang Badanta. May all divine beings arrive here to listen to sublime Dhamma expounded by the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Honor to him, the exalted one, the fully enlightened one. Meritorious children, meritorious devotees, you are fortunate enough to listen to sublime Dhamma expounded by the Blessed One, the fully enlightened one, the Samma Sambuddha, who is born to this world after a very long period of time. Supreme Buddhas are born to teach us the reality of the world. The reality of the world. So you have come to this human world having been born in various unpleasurable planes earlier on. That means woeful states like hell, animal plane, ghost plane and Asura world. This time you came to this human world. But we are unaware of all these things. Why? Our knowledge is not superior. Our knowledge is very limited. But the Supreme Buddha's knowledge is superior, highest. It can get to know anything in the world. Supreme Buddha knows everything in the world. He understood everything. That is why Supreme Buddha is called fully enlightened one, the fully enlightened one. Now, our knowledge is, as I mentioned, very limited. But you all are fortunate to broaden your knowledge by studying the sublime Dhamma expounded by the Buddha. Therefore, as Buddhists, firstly, what we should do is to take refuge in the Supreme Buddha wholeheartedly. That is the most important thing. To take refuge in the Supreme Buddha wholeheartedly. And to take refuge in the sublime Dhamma wholeheartedly. And to take refuge in the noble Sangha wholeheartedly. In order to do so, we must know 24 qualities of the Triple Gem. 24 qualities of the Triple Gem. First and foremost, we must know 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha. Now, we must be able to tell either in Sinhala or in English or in Tamil or in any language except Pali language about the 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha. Because Pali language is the very popular one. Everybody knows that is stanza. What is the stanza? Itipiso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddha. Now this stanza you know. That is not a wonderful thing to tell, no? You all know about this stanza. But the wonderful thing is, if you know the meaning of that, the meaning of that stanza. Now I would like to know, those who know the meaning of this beautiful and noble stanza. So just hands up those who know the 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha. You know, you can explain in English. Yeah? You can explain in English. Very good, very good. So what do you mind standing up? Just stand up. Can you stand up? So tell me what are the 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha? Sadhu. So, okay, good. You at least you came forward, no? That is also appreciated. So I want the 9 qualities, like what do you mean by Arahant? What do you mean by Samma Sambuddha? What do you mean by Vidyachara Sampanna? What do you mean by Sugata? Like that. Is there anybody who can explain like that? Right? 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha. Yeah? Now your performances were very good yesterday. You acted dramas. You acted in those dramas, and that drama was well done. That was good. And you sang devotional songs very well. I appreciate all that. But I want this thing too. This is the most important thing. As Dhamma students, you must know who, because we do all these things in order to respect, in order to honor the greatest teacher, that is the Supreme Buddha. Therefore, we must know the 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha. Now, this is a kind of situation that prevails in the world because we do not know our teacher. You understand? We cannot explain who is our teacher. But other religious persons, they are quite aware the qualities of their leader, their author, their teacher. Now this is a kind of weak point in us, but we can overcome it. We can overcome by developing, cultivating unshakable confidence in us. Unshakable confidence. That is Shraddha. When we believe, when we accept the enlightenment of the Supreme Buddha, we tend to get to know the 9 qualities and we tend to remember. Now I am very happy that a small child, right, coming up and saying sadhu, her unshakable confidence according to her age. Now that should be cultivated, developed with giving the knowledge of the qualities. So I would like to explicate to you the 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha. Now today you try to remember, study and remember. First one, Arahant. The Supreme Buddha does not do evil, bad things, even in secrecy. Even in secrecy. Generally, we tend to do bad things, sometimes secretly. We might not kill mosquitoes here, but when we are at home, sometimes we tend to kill small animals. I don't know whether mosquitoes are available here. No mosquitoes, huh? No mosquitoes. Yeah, some. But when you go to Sri Lanka, you can see. You can meet mosquitoes, right? Therefore, those mosquitoes or any other animals, we tend to kill not in front of others sometimes, secretly. We secretly do bad things. But the Supreme Buddha never did a bad thing, even in secrecy. Therefore, the Supreme Buddha is called Arahant. And also he deserves, the Supreme Buddha deserves offerings from all the people in the world. Amisa puja. Now what you did yesterday was Amisa puja. That means having those dansalas and devotional songs, dramas, all Amisa puja. And Pratipatti puja, you observe still. Now that is Pratipatti puja. That is practice of Dhamma. So the Supreme Buddha deserves all these things. Therefore the Supreme Buddha is called Arahant. So you might be unable to remember almost all the things in detail. But at least if you can remember, the Supreme Buddha does not do evil, even in secrecy. That is enough for the time being. That is Arahant. Now, what do you mean by Arahant? The Supreme Buddha does not do evil, bad things, even in secrecy. Because after the Dhamma sermon, I will ask these questions again. Now, you have to answer, the 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha, you have to tell me. Therefore, you try to remember. So, I am explaining very shortly. Right? Then, second aspect is, second quality of the Supreme Buddha, Samma Sambuddha. Samma Sambuddha. The Supreme Buddha attained the enlightenment without any teacher. He comprehended or he understood the noble truth of suffering. The noble truth of suffering. The noble truth of the cause of suffering. The noble truth of the cessation of suffering, end of suffering. The noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. The small children may be unable to remember these 4 noble truths, but you can say the Supreme Buddha attained enlightenment without help of a teacher. That is Samma Sambuddha. Right? Samma Sambuddha. Then Vijjacharana Sampanna. Now this is a magnificent quality of the Supreme Buddha. No other religious teacher in the world possess these qualities. Right? So one of the magnificent qualities. Vijjacharana Sampanna. He had psychic powers. He had psychic powers. Now, I can remember when I was explaining in Australia these factors for the small children there in the Dhamma school, the language class there, language school. So very first day they did not know the 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha. But when I went there for the second day, they could answer very well. I expected that they could not answer. But even small children, some of the ones were in prep, small ones. They even talked about psychic powers. Very small babies. Right? So they caught the thing very well. Caught up the thing very well. Therefore, what is called psychic powers, he can go in the air. Right? We call it power of levitation. And he can walk on the water. Walk on the water. He can dive in the earth and can emerge in any other place. Now these things are not false, right? The Supreme Buddha had those powers. And he could go unseen by others. Unseen by others. Therefore, the Supreme Buddha had these psychic powers. That is Iddhivida. The second one is Dibbasota. Dibbasota means divine ear. He can listen to the sounds of far and near. Sometimes far means the sounds in the Mars maybe. Sounds in the Jupiter. Right? Sounds in the moon. Beyond that, beyond this 10,000 solar system, any sound, the Supreme Buddha can hear. Now we must know all these things. Whom we have taken refuge in. Unfortunately, the problem is that we do not know who is the Supreme Buddha. You understand? But fortunately, I know. That's why I have given up all my other activities and started to spread Buddhism. What I have understood who is this Supreme Teacher. Very rarely he is born, having completed 10 perfections for eons and eons of time. Therefore, the Supreme Buddha is, he possessed these qualities more than what I have to say, more than what I said. The first one is Iddivida, then Dibbasota, then Dibba Chakku, divine eye, for which he could see anything in the world. With that knowledge, he saw the hell, heaven, and Preta world, all the things he could see with divine eye, Dibba Chakku. Then Parachitta Vijanana. Parachitta Vijanana means he could see the thoughts of the others. He could read the thoughts of the others. What you are thinking. Unfortunately, I cannot do that. Don't be afraid. Right? But there are some developed spiritual persons today. They can read the thoughts of the others. Therefore, be afraid. There are persons, we don't know who they are. Right? They are now in the world. Because of this development of meditation. Parachitta Vijanana. They can read the thoughts of the others. And the Buddha had the power called Pubbe Nivasanusati. He could, Pubbe Nivasanusati means he could read the past lives. Himself and others. Where he was born millions of years ago. And where you are born millions of years ago or more than that. I mean, lot of millions of eons, kalpa, he could see of himself and others. Therefore, Pubbe Nivasanusati, knowledge. And he could see the weak points of others. Asaya Anusaya Jnana. Now, like that, as long as he possesses all these knowledges and he acted accordingly, therefore he is called Vijjacharana Sampanna. Now we know 3 qualities of the Supreme Buddha. Arahant, Samma Sambuddha, Vijjacharana Sampanna. Then Sugata. Sugata means he attained supreme enlightenment. Therefore he is called Sugata. He attained supreme enlightenment. He used soft words, good words. Therefore he is called Sugata. Then Lokavidu. Lokavidu means he knows the world and he detached from all the worlds. He got to know the 3 types of worlds. Kamma Loka, that is our world and heavenly world. Rupa world and Arupa world, corporeal and non-corporeal, we call them. So, Brahma world and these worlds. He understood all these worlds and completely detached from them. Unfortunately, we are attached to the world. Now, we are attached to this human world. You do not like to go away from this. Right? Sometimes you don't like to go away from this country sometimes. You understand? You are attached to it. Therefore, what to talk about the world? Therefore, we are attached. But Supreme Buddha detached. Right? Lokavidu. Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati. He could tame untamed persons, sometimes animals, like Nalagiri. There was a very, very ferocious elephant at that time. You all know the story. You know the story of Nalagiri. Huh? Your teacher will teach later for the small children. You ask from your teacher, right? He will explicate to you about the ferocious Nalagiri. He came forward to the Supreme Buddha one day, demolishing the entire arena. But finally, he became just like a puppy. Just like a puppy. This ferocious elephant put his trunk on the feet of the Supreme Buddha, worshipped him, and went away. Because of the loving kindness of the Supreme Buddha, made him just like a puppy. And there was a ferocious fellow called Angulimala, who killed more than thousands of human beings. You know the story. Very good, very good. But he became an arahant because of the Supreme Buddha's psychic powers. And you can remember there was a very dangerous person called Alavaka. And Supreme Buddha tamed him too. And Buddha had those powers. That is why the Supreme Buddha is called Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati. Now that is also one of the greatest qualities of the Supreme Buddha. The next one is Satta Deva Manussana. That means the Supreme Buddha is the teacher of all gods and human beings. Everybody. There is no person above the Supreme Buddha. He is the teacher, greatest teacher of everybody in the world. That is why he is called Satta Deva Manussana. Then the Supreme Buddha is called Buddha because he comprehended, he understood Four Noble Truths and directed others to understand the Dhamma. Therefore, he is called Buddha. And then the final one is Bhagava. Bhagava is, he is the Blessed One. He is blessed to bear all these 9 qualities within him. These are the 9 qualities of the fully enlightened one. If you do not know these 9 qualities, that is some kind of weak point in us. Therefore, weak point in you. Therefore, you have to study these 9 qualities and remember it forever. Always you must remember. Now, I can remember, as I mentioned earlier on, when I was delivering Dhamma in Australia, one day, one mother came forward and talked to me, "Oh, Reverend Sir, I am a lecturer of this university, but I generally daily I explain to my son, he is in grade 8, about Buddhism, the Buddha, while driving the car." She told me. But this son never took that into account. But after my Dhamma sermon, he has told the mother, "Mother, one day I will read all the entire Pali canon." That means repeated. Then mother came and told me, there were tears in her eyes. "That is the best word that I have ever heard from my son." Then finally they came to meet me when I was about to leave the country. Therefore, meritorious children, you have to take refuge in the Supreme Buddha wholeheartedly. You are very fortunate. You have accumulated You have done lot of merits in the past to be born in the human world and to be a Buddhist. To be a Buddhist. To follow the Supreme Buddha as your teacher. Now you have to understand that. When you understand it, nobody should pinpoint to you, remember 9 qualities, remember 6 qualities of the Dhamma, remember 9 qualities of the Sangha. So like that, do meritorious deeds, because then you yourself do all that. Then the parents should not always ask, son, daughter, worship the Supreme Buddha. Nothing. You yourself do it. Now these days we were very happy. The elder ones, they are very exemplary to you. You must be very happy. You are, now that small child also telling, yeah, that is correct. Yeah, you understand. The small baby also understand it, even though you don't understand. Now our staff members of the Dhamma school and the responsible persons, especially the organizers of these programs, those who have arranged the Buddha Puja and all that, if you have noticed very carefully, you can remember they have done it in a wonderful manner these days, very nicely. They arrange all the Gilampasa and all that, Astapana and all that very well. Our younger ones, I mean, somewhat not very, very old ones. They are young ones, but elder to you. They are very exemplary. They arrange them very well. Therefore, you have to learn all that. All these things become very, very correct when you have Shraddha, what is called unshakable confidence in you. Therefore, these 9 qualities you must learn, remember, and establish in the Supreme Buddha wholeheartedly. That then you are telling correctly, I go to the Buddha as my refuge. Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi. So your saying of Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi become meaningful when you know all these things. Then you know whom I am going who is that I am going to take refuge in. Then you know very well. Then the second one, we must know 6 qualities of the Dhamma. 6 qualities. Now I would like to explicate to you 6 qualities. Before explicating the 6 qualities of the Dhamma and 9 qualities of the Sangha, I would like to teach you the magnanimous, wonderful, marvelous qualities of our Supreme Buddha. You might know some of the things, but I want to explicate some more things. Now, according to one of the discourses, the Supreme Buddha explains to Ananda Hamudruvo about his wonderful and marvelous qualities. One thing is, the Supreme Buddha, as the Bodhisattva, before coming to this human world, he was in Tusita heaven. He was in Tusita heaven. He was there consciously, mindfully, not unconsciously. He was there mindfully. He appeared in the Tusita heaven mindfully. That is a wonderful and marvelous quality. Then he remained there for the full lifetime, having all the luxuries there. That is also wonderful and marvelous quality. Right? 400 days here, 400 days here is a 1 day to Tusita heaven. Right? 400 days. 400 years, not days. 400 years to human world is a 1 day to Tusita heaven. As I think you have not been there, you cannot remember, you don't know. As long as I think I have been there, I can remember 400 years. You understand? You are not there. Don't know. I also can't remember. But we tend to think we all have been there sometime or the other in the samsara. Because we were in the hell most of the time. And we were in the animal plane and Preta world and Asura world. But here and there very rarely. Once in a blue moon, we have gone there also. That's why we can't remember. So 400 years. Therefore the Tusita heaven, in Tusita heaven, the Supreme Buddha, that Bodhisattva remained mindfully, having luxuries, spent full lifetime. Then he came to the Maya, the wombs of Queen Maya, mindfully. That is also wonderful and marvelous quality. Wonderful and marvelous quality of the Supreme Buddha. Now we came to the mother's womb unconsciously. We do not know from where we came and we do not know when we came. You just ask from the mother, can you remember when we came to your womb? They also can't remember. You understand? They cannot remember, we cannot remember. Both of us cannot remember. But the Bodhisattva could remember. And even Queen Maya got to know some ideas that something happened to her. Then she told King Suddhodana. Then King Suddhodana got some ideas from soothsayers, those who say various ideas, and they told one particular noble child has been conceived in your queen's womb. That is the thing. So that is also wonderful and magnificent and marvelous thing. When the Bodhisattva came to the mother's womb, what happened was 4 guardian gods came to protect him and the mother. Right? That is also wonderful and marvelous quality. We were protected by our stepmothers, aunts and all that. You just ask from your mother who were there to protect us. So sometimes they are grandmothers, grandfathers, right? Sometimes they go to Sri Lanka, or Sri Lankan one come here, like that. But for Bodhisattva, 4 guardian gods, they are very powerful, mighty. They are powerful gods. Dhritarashtra, Viruda, Viruvaksha, Vaishrava. These are the 4 guardian gods. And they can dominate other beings. Especially Vaisravana. He can dominate all the devils. Right? The generation of devils. And therefore nobody can harm Bodhisattva or Bodhisattva mother. Because those 4 guardian gods are on 4 directions. That is also wonderful and marvelous quality. And when the Bodhisattva came to the human world, a very bright light spread all over the world, which went into a very particular place called some very dangerous hell. There is a full of darkness in that hell. Lokantarika hell. Right? In that hell there are beings, but they have never seen that there are beings there because of the darkness. In Sinhala we can say Katta Karuvala, the Titta Karuvala. No light. Even the kind of light of the sun and moon cannot go there. But the light came from the Supreme, the Bodhisattva's conception, went into that very dark hell. That day other beings got to know, oh, there are some other beings suffering just like us. You understand? It even overcame the light of the Devas, right? then meritorious children. That is also wonderful and marvelous qualities. And also the 10,000 solar system trembled and quaked when the Bodhisattva was conceived, came to the mother's womb. That is also wonderful and marvelous quality. And also, when the Bodhisattva came to the human world, mother became very virtuous. Mother became very virtuous. Naturally, she became virtuous. Generally, she was virtuous, no problem. But when the Bodhisattva came, she became very virtuous. And no male could see in a bad way towards Queen Maya. That is also wonderful and marvelous quality. And Queen Maya also did not see, she also did not look at any male in a bad manner. That is also wonderful and marvelous quality. Generally, other mothers bear the child for 9 months or 10 months or more than that sometimes. But the Bodhisattva mother bear the child completely 10 months. Completely 10 months. That is also wonderful and marvelous quality. And the Bodhisattva mother, Queen Maya, could see the baby inside. Just like a gem. Just like a gem. 8-faceted, well-cut gem inside the mother's womb. That is a magnificent, wonderful thing. We have never heard these things. These are possessed by only Bodhisattvas. Because now after the birth of Bodhisattva, after 7 days of the birth of Bodhisattva, mother passes away generally. Mother passes away. That is a natural thing. Therefore, she has got the opportunity. She got the opportunity to see the baby before that. Even before that baby is born, mother could see the baby inside, fully grown. Right? That is a wonderful and marvelous quality. Then the next one is, when the Bodhisattva, generally Bodhisattva is born, the Bodhisattva is born, no bad things smeared in his body. Blood or phlegm or nothing. When we are born, you just ask from your parents what has happened. I cannot remember what has happened to me. I have to ask from my mother. When I go to Sri Lanka, I ask what happened. Can you remember? I could not ask this question from my mother so far. But I have seen at that time the babies are born in the house itself. Nowadays in hospitals. One day my younger sister, when she was born, through the door, I saw that baby for the first time when she came out of the mother's womb. After she was being held by that midwife, I saw then some, ugly things, bad things, unclean. I could see it. I was a small baby at that time. Right? So the small babies, when they are born, there are those unclean things. Right? Then they are, the small babies are cleaned by the nurses, the attendants or midwives and all that. And then they give the baby to the mother. This is the baby. Then the baby start crying like that. Oh, like that. You understand? So we all have done that at that time. Now we cannot remember. Yeah. That is why we sometimes retaliate to our parents. We can remember those things. We answer back with our parents. So we cannot remember now how we came, how we were looked after. You understand? Now this is a very good opportunity. That's like those small babies. You are grown up. You are brought up by your parents. And small baby had no unclean thing. The Bodhisattva. That is a wonderful and marvelous quality. But 2 jets of water came down from the sky. One cool, other one is hot, in order to have a bath to the baby and the queen. Now that is also wonderful and marvelous quality. Then first of all, gods accepted the baby, then human beings. Those 2 jets of water finally became 2 springs. And Pahian, one of the Buddhist monks from China, after 1,000 years, he went to see the place of Prince Siddhartha's birth, and he saw these 2 springs there. Even today, there are 2 halls. When you go to see the birthplace of Prince Siddhartha, you can see these 2 places, 2 halls, but there are no water now. Now, therefore, these stories are authentic, truthful, they are not false. Now, this is what I have been explaining is in this discourse, what is called Accharyabhuta discourse of Majjhima Nikaya. So I am explaining. These have been told by the Supreme Buddha himself. You understand? Therefore, these are magnificent, wonderful and marvelous things taken place in the Supreme Buddha's life. And what happened? After that, the 4 guardian gods accepted the baby before coming to the earth, and shown to the Queen Maya, "Oh Queen, you got a great baby." Then she was very happy. Then this baby started to walk towards north, the direction of the north. He went 7 steps, and when he was having canopies over his head, parasols, white parasols over his head, the Sesat, and then he uttered the great noble word. You all know about that word. What is the word? Aggo hamasmi lokassa, jetto hamasmi lokassa, setto hamasmi lokassa. Ayamantima jati nattidani punabbhavu. Right. So that you all know. But other stories, do you know? What I have explicated? All the things that I have explicated? No. You know only the small baby went 7 steps, 7 lotuses came up. That is the story that you know. But you don't know those other stories. Why? It is not in the syllabus. You understand? That is the problem. The syllabus makers, they have not entered those things, included. I don't know whether they have not read this sutra, or they have thought we will enter these things later on, and after that they have forgotten it. You understand? Somehow or the other we missed out a great part of the life of the Supreme Buddha. Fortunately, now we are teaching you, now you study it. Now that is found in the great canonical texts. Now, inside what I am talking, explaining to you, in front of me there is a special book, the Majjhima Nikaya. Now this sutra is discernible, right? You all can read later on if you want. Therefore, now these are the great events, and especially the magnificent and wonderful, marvelous qualities of the Supreme Buddha. So this kind of teacher we have taken refuge in. Therefore, you all have to be happy. You all have to be proud that we have got the opportunity to take refuge in this kind of great teacher who taught us everything, who taught us the reality, who taught us how to be good, who taught us sins and merits. He taught us don't do bad things. If you do bad things, you are going to hell and other bad planes. If you do good, you can go to good planes, and then you can get rid of this sansaric life. Therefore, I think for the present Dhamma sermon, for this Dhamma sermon, I think this is quite adequate for you all. I have explicated to you the 9 qualities of the Supreme Buddha. I explained wonderful and marvelous qualities of the Supreme Buddha. Then be pleasant and take refuge in the Supreme Buddha wholeheartedly. Try to remember these 9 qualities always. That is a meditation. It is called Buddhanusati meditation. And try to remember wonderful, marvelous qualities. And always keep the Supreme Buddha in your heart. Then you should not be worried about anything. Because even for education, this meditation is very important. You can remember things very well, right? When you meditate on the Supreme Buddha's qualities. But don't do the meditation in order to remember things, in order to pass the exam. Don't do like that. I want to pass the exam, therefore I am going to do the meditation on Buddhanusati. Don't do like that. You do the meditation on Buddhanusati in order to respect the Supreme Buddha. Then as an indirect advantage, you get the memory also. Your memory will increase. That will be helpful for you to study well, right? Therefore, I think that is enough. So you all try to take refuge in the Supreme Buddha, and then get to know the 6 qualities of the Dhamma. Then take refuge in the Supreme Sublime Dhamma, and try to know the 9 qualities of the Sangha. Then take refuge in the Noble Sangha wholeheartedly, and try to do meritorious deeds, and try to get rid of this sansaric life as much as possible, as early as possible. And may the Noble Triple Gem bless with you all. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Akasatta ca bummatta deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakkantu sasanang. This Dhamma sermon is sponsored by Mr. S.P.B. Malit Gunawardana and his friends in order to transfer merits to his parents, and in order to wish longevity to the parents and his other persons. Therefore, I am very happy Mr. S.P.B. Malit Gunawardana and his wife and his friends, they all sponsored this noble Dhamma sermon, and therefore let us transfer merits to the divine beings. Let us transfer merits to the divine beings, and may all divine beings accept these merits, and may all invoke blessings on Mr. S.P.B. Malit Gunawardana and his colleagues, and may all of them be able to have a successful life, healthy life, and with longevity, and may all the divine beings attain Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And also, let us transfer these merits to the parents and others, those who have passed away, and may all of them attain Nibbana by the grace of this merit. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May this merit come upon the parents, those who are living now. May all of them have longevity and health and all that. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all of us be able to comprehend the Four Noble Truths within the regime of Gautama Buddha Sasana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Akhasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakhantu sasanang. Akasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakhantu desanang. Akasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chiran rakhantu tang sada. May all of you be able to comprehend the Dhamma within this life. Sadhu.